The Leading Edge Cricket Podcast.
Hey guys, welcome to the Leading Edge Cricket Podcast, episode 19, and it's what we've all been waiting for. We've been waiting ages, but it is finally time for the IPL 2018 podcast special. Now, a lot of hard work has gone into this podcast, and we're very, very excited to be able to share it with you just before the start of the new IPL season. And today we're going to go through a bit of a recap of the IPL. We're going to look at last season, some historical records, and the most important thing, a preview for this season. Now, on Facebook we run a bit of a poll. It wasn't a poll, there was nowhere to vote, but you guys have been commenting, letting us know who you think will win the IPL11 this season. Well, there's been over 1,000 votes, and at the end of this very episode, we will tell you who you've decided who's going to win the IPL, as well as who my co-host and myself think will win. So during the IPL, we are going to run a weekly podcast covering all things IPL. Now, on top of that, there are 2 weekly podcasts that kind of go on this podcast channel, which covers all of world cricket news, and the IPL will be covered there. So in fact, you get in touch 3 times for IPL action. I am Rob, one half of the Leading Edge Cricket Podcast, an Englishman living in New Zealand, a wealth of cricketing knowledge from across the world, and there's nothing better than listening to an Englishman talk about the IPL. Correct me. Yes, there is. There's 2 Englishmen. I am joined by my co-host, Rich.
Hey Rob, how's it going?
We're doing grand, mate. Nothing better. 2 Englishmen talking cricket that takes place in India.
I feel that that's what people want.
What the people want, the people shall receive.
Yeah. We'll do our best to do justice to this tournament, buddy. But yeah, this is going to be exciting. It's been on the cards for a while, hasn't it? We've been talking around it. We've been saying it's coming. It's finally here. And it's so exciting that the tournament's finally here as well, more importantly.
It is. It's huge. It's huge. It's big money. It's big crowds. It's big time. And there's the big show, Glenn Maxwell, there. It's as big as it gets.
Yeah, let's not talk about Glenn Maxwell too much, yeah? Maybe put him to the background?
Too much, not too much. And I think where we need to start right at the beginning. Let's take people on this IPL journey, because there's people listening to this podcast from England, New Zealand, Australia, United States. Everyone has got a different affinity to the IPL and a different level of knowledge. So let's track it all back, and let's start right at the beginning and go, what the hell is the IPL?
Are we dropping some knowledge, Rob?
We're dropping knowledge, because knowledge is power.
Oh, that's big. IPL, Indian Premier League. What a tournament. It began back in 2008. It's arguably the biggest tournament, T20 competition. I'd say it is the biggest T20 competition in the world, isn't it?
Yep.
We're into the 11th year now. So the competition made up of 8 franchises. This season also sees the return of original members, Chennai Super Kings and the Rajasthan Royals, following their respective 2-year suspensions after being found guilty of a corruption scandal. To accommodate the return of these 2 huge franchises, the Rising Poon Supergiant and Gujarat Lions are both no more. Sad days for their fans. Pre-tournament favourites for the bookies this year seem to be the Chennai Super Kings, Sunrisers Hyderabad, Mumbai Indians and Royal Challengers Bangalore, with Delhi Daredevils seemingly the underdog. Now, that was looked at just a week or so ago, so things do change, but that's the bookies. That's not what we're saying. We're going to go into it in detail, and we'll find out who we think we're going to like, who's going to win. Interesting note for this year's IPL is going to be the first year that they're going to be making use of the DRS, the decision review system. So 1 review each per innings, and third umpire will have use of both ball tracking and ultra edge. India were the last to adopt DRS in 2015-2016, so this is progress. Well done, guys. Plenty of controversy with on-field umpires in India with the IPL, so hopefully this is going to help everybody out and make everyone be a little bit happier with the decisions, or at least they're going to get an input to it.
Yeah, no, huge step forward. DRS has made such a difference to the world game, and it's great to see the IPL adopting modern technologies. And I love the fact, and I never knew it was called Ultra Edge. That sounds so cool. Edge.
It does, isn't it? It's badass. So the IPL kicks off on this coming Saturday. So Saturday the 7th of April, the Mumbai Indians hosting Chennai Super Kings. Big first game there between two of the big favourites. And there's going to be 56 matches in the what you call the group stages before the brief knockout stage. We love a good eliminator, don't we, Rob?
We love the eliminator.
Yes, and then the final is going to be played on Sunday, May the 27th at the Wankhede Stadium in Mumbai. Right, that's got us all up to speed with what the IPL is, when the IPL is, how many games is going to be played. Shall we have a look back into it and just by playing around with some stats, Rob? Have you got your stats? Shall we have a stat off?
Oh, stat off! Oh, I feel like I'm peacocking here. I'm getting all aggressive and ready for it. I'm stretching actually.
Well, let's have a little stat off. We're gonna throw some stats back at each other about the IPL, mate. So okay. I'm gonna start it off. I love this one. Right. Did everybody know there have been 17 hat-tricks in IPL history by 14 players? Yuvraj Singh, he's got 2 of them. Amit Mishra, 3.
Wow. 3? 3. I feel I can one-up you here.
Go on then.
Just because it's quite an incredible stat. The fastest half-century was also hit in 2013 by Sunil Narine, 15 balls.
Get out. No way Sunil Narine hit the quickest half-century.
I didn't think Sunil Narine was that good, but 15 balls? Take a bow, son.
All right, okay. Well, that's your half-century. I reckon I can beat fastest century, Chris Gale. That's no surprise, is it? No surprise, Chris Gale. 2013 again for Royal Challengers Bangalore. 30 balls. I'm not talking about half-century. We're talking about fastest century.
That's a strike rate over 300.
It's ridiculous. I don't think Sunil Narine in the next 15 balls would have gone on to make 100, do you?
No, nor do I. I don't think he got another 50 runs in the season.
No chance. I'm just going to jump. I'm going to knacker the order up here, but I'm going to go one more. And that knock by Chris Gale went on to become the highest ever IPL score, 175 not out in just 66 balls.
175? It's a 20-over game, 175.
Ridiculous. Unsurprisingly, that's also the record for sixers hitting an innings. 17 of the bloody things.
17. Okay, here we go. Chris Gale. What's wrong, Chris Gale, then? So 17 in that innings. He holds the record for the most ever sixes in the IPL. 265 in 100 innings. That is 2.65 sixes. I don't know how many runs that equates to per game the man is knocking off at the moment.
He's not bad, is he? Not bad. Is there anyone close to him?
Yes.
In that?
Suresh Raina, back in second place. Now you'll go, oh yeah, he's just behind him in second place. Actually, he's on 173, which is great, but it's almost 100 behind Chris Gale.
Pedestrian. Come on, Suresh, get on with it.
Too many dot balls in there for my liking.
That's unbelievable stats, both of them, isn't it? So, right, okay, back to me then. Most fours, so the most boundaries hit in the IPL history is Gautam Gambhir. The ball hitting the rope 483 times. That man, Suresh Raina, he's in second spot for this one again. He's the bridesmaid, isn't he, at the moment? So he's in second spot with 402, followed closely by some bloke called David Warner. I've not really heard of him. He's not really been in the news much recently. Sarcasm. And Shikhar Dhawan, they both timed the pants off 401 boundaries. Virat Kohli, everybody's favourite Indian, Virat Kohli, 5th all-time with 382. I'm sure that number's going to be increasing.
Yeah, definitely will be. Here we go. I've got to come back strong here, boys.
Okay, let's go.
The record for the most dot balls bowled overall in IPL history is held by Praveen Kumar, who has thrown down 1,075 dot balls in 420.4 overs, which is an average of 2 dot balls per over.
That's incredible. That is keeping it tight. Well bowled, Praveen. So, all right. Kumar, he also holds the IPL record for number of maidens. Did you know that?
No, I didn't.
No, he's joined the dots up 14 times, 4 ahead of Irfan Patel in second place with 10. It's not many maidens, is it?
No, I was just thinking that. The times have
changed. It shows you what tournament. Absolutely, mate. Absolutely. That's some proper spanking of a cricket ball, isn't it?
It is.
A record of 14 maidens.
14 maidens. I can remember playing cricket and some old guy from one end would bowl 14 maidens on a Saturday in a 50-over game.
Exactly. That was me, Rob, wasn't it?
It was you. Not the old guy. Not the old guy. Okay. I need to fix this up. I need to finish strong here, boys. Ishant Sharma. He holds the record of the most runs conceded in a single innings, going from eye-watering, mouth-watering, 66 runs off 4 overs in 2013.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. But wait.
Was nobody else fit to bowl that day?
Obviously not. Just keep bowling, son. Umesh Yadav. and Sandeep Sharma have both gone for 65 off 4 overs. In fact, Ben Wheeler against England in the T20s over in New Zealand recently went for 60 odd. I can't remember the exact number, but it was pretty poor. But the big difference is between their 65 in 4 overs and Sharma's 66. Sharma got a wicket. He's keeping his bowling average in check, going for 1 for 66.
Well bowled. At least he's got an average there. So, right, I'm going to finish it off then. Last but not least, lowest ever IPL score by a team was achieved by Royal Challengers Bangalore last year. This is a team, before I say what they did, this is a team that included Chris Gale, Virat Kohli and AB de Villiers. 49 all out in 9.4 overs.
Yowza. Yowza, 49.
That's not bad, is it? So I think that's a pretty good stat off there, mate. I think we're going to call that one even.
Oh, yeah, all right. I'll let you off. I thought I had it with my Ishant Sharma bit, but you know, we'll sit in the middle.
Okay, I think that's the best way to go, isn't it? Cricket is the gentleman's game. We've both won. Cricket's won.
Yeah, cricket's the winner.
Right. So, okay, let's get moving forward then. So, previous winners, current holders, Mumbai Indians, they've appeared in 4 finals and won the competition 3 times. That makes them the most successful team in IPL history with regard to tournament wins. The relative newcomers, Sunrisers Hyderabad, won in 2016, even, after making their first appearance in the IPL in 2013. So, they've had a short life so far, but they've had a successful one. Chennai Super Kings, they've won it twice, and they've also finished runners-up twice. And then they went on to win the Champions League twice. So when they do win it, they make sure they win everything. Big. Exactly. They also have the highest win percentage in IPL history. So we're expecting big things from CSK this year coming back into the tournament. Kolkata Knight Riders have also won the IPL twice in their 2 solitary appearances in the final. Also with their names on the trophy is the no longer Deccan Chargers in 2009 and the Rajasthan Royals, who won the inaugural IPL way back when in 2008. So, shall we get up to date? 2017, what happened last year? Who won? You want to know that, don't you, Rob?
I do. Yeah. I think we should all be aware what went on last year, because form does carry into these things. A bit of momentum for the teams going into 2018.
Exactly, yeah. I mean, well, at least it will for one, because the other team, Rising Poon Supergiant, who lost, aren't in it this year. So, yeah, poor them. So, the 2017 IPL, it came to an absolutely nail-biting conclusion. Mumbai Indians beat Rising Poon Supergiant by 1 run after posting 129 for 8, thanks in large part to man of the match, Krunal Pandya. Pune ended up needing 4 to win at the last ball, but Dan Christian could only scamper for 2 off the bowling of Mitch Johnson. An all-Aussie affair at the end there. Steve Smith, another bloke we've not really heard from much recently. I wonder what he's up to. He got 51. Ajinkya Rahane, 44. Brought them very, very close, but it's just not close enough in the end. Warner and Amla were the batting standouts, with Bhuvaneshwar Kumar, Jadev Unikat and JJ Bumrah being the pick of the bowlers, as well as all-rounder and MVP Ben Stokes with his 12 wickets and 316 runs. Hell of a tournament. Rishabh Pant, one of the big money signings of this year's IPL, hit 366 runs. So let's take a look at some of the other notable performers last year, Rob.
I think to me, you've got to start off and you've got to look at the runs. And the most runs in 2017, David Warner, 641. That's almost 150 runs clear of anyone else. And he's kind of gone missing for the 2018 tournament because of Sandpapergate.
Yeah, the orange cap will not be worn by David Warner this year, will it? It's such a shame, really, that he's not going to be around. I mean, let's have a look. Who's next? Gautam Gambhir, 498 runs last year. Sikhar Dhawan, 479. So those boys are going to be hoping to break that 500 and take the top spot, aren't they? Steve Smith was 472. And then we've got Suresh Raina, 442. And yeah, I mean, David Warner, that was a ridiculous performance last year.
Yeah, it was. A cracking performance. It'd be sorely missed, not from a personality point of view, but from a cricketing spectacle point of view of David Warner, IPL, T20. It's the biggest T20 competition in the world. You want your best players there. And it is a shame he's going to miss it, but he's getting his just desserts.
I would say so. Bhuvaneshwar Kumar, he won the Purple Cap Award for the most wickets for the second year in a row last year. He took 14 wickets.
Nice. Good old Kumar. There's some decent names here as well. If you look at the top list of wicket takers, Yadav Undercat, Bumrah's there, Mitch McClenaghan, the Kiwi is up there, Imran Tahir's up there, Chris Wokes is up there. some really, really decent bowlers. And again, it's one that's not going to be there that kind of ticks out to me, and it's Nathan Coulter-Nile. He is not going to be at the tournament this year, and 15 wickets last year.
Yeah, I may have misspoke. I think Bhuvaneshwar Kumar's average was 14, but he actually took 26 wickets. Sorry about that, just to clarify.
26. The 26 is a hell of a return in 14 matches. And
it's superb, isn't it?
Yeah, T20 cricket, if someone's getting a wicket a game, you think they're very, very good. And if their economy rate is below 8, you think they're very, very good. Well, he got 26 wickets in 14 innings, an economy rate of just over 7, strike rate of 12. That's incredible.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Jadev Unadkat as well for Rising Poon Supergiant. 24 wickets at under 14. It's just over 7 economy rate as well. He was equally as impressive, really, wasn't he? But just those extra couple of wickets for Kumar clinched that purple cap for him.
Yeah, it is. When we're talking about bowlers as well, if anyone's listened to the podcast previously, I urge you, subscribe, go check them out. There's one Indian player in particular the podcast has become huge, huge fans of. And it's the guy with the second best economy rate in 2017, Washington Sundar. 8 wickets.
He's our boy.
He's our boy. 8 wickets at 23, an incredible economy rate for a 22-year-old at the time, 6.16.
And it's not just in the group games when he was doing it. In the final last year, he bowled 4 overs, wicketless, but he only went for 13 runs in 4 overs.
Yeah.
Prime time, doing it at the right time.
Can't coach
No,
it.
absolutely not. Absolutely not. Awesome performance from him. MVP last year, Ben Stokes, for his stint with Rising Poon Supergiant. Just all round, wasn't it? His fielding, his contribution with the ball, his batting. He didn't really. He didn't top the runs scored. He didn't top the wickets taken. But it was just his all round game and contribution, wasn't it? That incredible catch on the boundary where he palmed one up, jumped over the rope, jumped back and caught it again. He's box office, wasn't he, last year?
He was, and he got 100 as well. Well, it's a big occasion to get 100 in the IPL. He got 103 not out of 63 balls against Gujarat. Strike rate of 163, 6 sixes. He is box office. That's the only word you can say. There's only so many people in world cricket that are like that. But you put that in line with the fact that his economy rate with the ball was 7.18, was in the top 20 in the IPL. That's why he was the MVP. Got it done with the bat, got it done with the ball, and he's got a great right hook.
Not getting involved in that one. Last emerging young player last year, he was won by ex-Gujarati Lion Basil Thampi. He's going to be representing Sunrisers Hyderabad this year, so we're going to be obviously looking to see how well he does again. The emerging young player, it's been called a few different things over the years, but that seems to be the title they're settled on now.
Yeah.
What else can we pick out from last year? Highest scores, we've got David 126. Hashin Amla. He got a couple of really big scores, but he's not involved this year, which is bizarre to me.
Yeah.
I know he's 35 now, but there's some holes in the lineups now. We've lost a couple of Aussies, isn't there?
Yeah, definitely. 2 centuries last year, 2 scores of 104. There's not many people that scored 2 IPL centuries, let alone done it on one season. He's incredibly talented, great guy. It just may be the versatility that he adds to the team dimension. He doesn't bowl. He's a bit sluggish in the field these days. Maybe teams need someone who's a bit more dynamic.
Yeah, that's probably a fair call. So just looking around a few other stats last year, high strike rate, that's so important, isn't it? Glenn Maxwell, your mate Glenn Maxwell, Rob.
The big show.
Yeah. He scored 310 runs at 173 strike rate. Sunil Nareen was up there as well. Sunil Nareen, what a player. Aaron Finch, Rishabh Pant, Robin Uthappa, Chris Morris, Dan Christian. Some decent strike rates. Everyone, all above 150 until 160s there for those blokes. So we're expecting fireworks again, not just the ones on the boundaries when they score boundaries, but we are expecting some fireworks from the batsmen as well. Where else do we want to? Should we have a look at some team stats from last year, Rob?
Yeah, let's do it.
Team stats, right? Highest team totals. Kings 11 Punjab, 230 for 3 against the Mumbai Indians. That's not a bad effort, is it?
It's not. Part of me expected the highest team score to be a little bit higher. Just because of some of the names that you get. But what you've got to remember is you've got these awesome guys. Like you've got Brendan McCullum and Quinton de Kock opening the batting, smashing the ball to all parts. But at the other end, you've probably got Rabada bowling against them, or you've got a Glenn Maxwell or a Rashid Khan or a Mitchell Johnson. So they do kind of negate each other in a way, because all the teams have these exceptionally high-quality players.
Yeah, exactly. It's almost the best of the best, isn't it, when it comes to the players that are involved? Obviously, there's some players, up and coming Indian players, which is good for the Indian game. But generally, we're talking about the big name Indian players and big name overseas players that are going up against each other. It's all interesting stuff, and some great stats there. Right, let's get stuck into 2018 then, this year's tournament. So we've previously talked a little bit in our other podcasts about the auction, pros and cons around this. We're not going to go into that now, and who the big money moves were, who the names were not picked up. But as mentioned before, this year's a strange year. A lot of legendary names, world cricket and IPL history, were not picked up for this year's competition. Some of those names, between them, 600 IPL games not picked up.
Wow.
Sitting at home on a couch, eating ice cream, watching the IPL this year, not going to be playing. These include Chris Gale, Ashin Amla, Martin Guptill, Lasith Malinga, Kusal Pereira, Aidan Markram. One of our favourite players in world cricket at the minute. I mean, I can't believe he's not in. Owen Morgan, Joe Root, Lendl Simmons, Adam Zampa, Ish Sodhi, Josh Hazlewood, to name but a few. It's been an interesting tournament. It's almost like a changing of the guard this year, isn't it, with regard to some of the big name players no longer being involved. Maybe it's their choice, but their names are in the in the draft. So it's a strange one for some of those, Rob.
Yeah, it is. I do sometimes feel like the IPL is a "what have you done for me lately?" and that's in terms of the world game. If someone's gone out there like a Marcus Stoinis the other year, he smashed 140 odd, and then next thing you know, he's in the IPL. Jofra Archer this year, he's had a good big bash, bang, straight into the IPL, and he's overtaken some of the guys that have been there, done that, which is quite incredible. And it's also exciting for anyone watching the game or watching the IPL, because every year, the way the draft system works, it's exciting because you never know who your team is actually going to have for the next year. It's great. And every time new talent comes along, boom, they're in the league.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, with the draft, just touching on it briefly, I suppose, it would be nice to see some of these players have a longer commitment with a certain franchise rather than bounce around and play for loads of different ones. I mean, look, MS Dhoni, for example, he's played the vast majority of his IPL career for Chennai Super Kings. He is a Chennai Super King. He's an honorary Chennai citizen, isn't he? Yep. Or an honorary man of Chennai, whatever you want to call it. And I think some of these overseas players, it would be nice for the Indian public, especially for the fans of the teams, if these players actually were contracted for longer. And then every year, if new players come in, they go in a draft. But, you could contract your star batsman, Kane Williamson or whatever, for 2 or 3 years, and then they're not part of the draft next year.
Yeah,
they stay with you. So it'd be interesting to see how they change that. I know there is a little bit of talk. So, but that's for the future years, isn't it? So, quick breakdown: 169 players were picked up in the auction. 125 from India, no surprise. 56 overseas. So at this point, now these stats obviously are just from the draft and not the actual finished squads. So there was 19 Australians, 10 South Africans, 9 West Indians, 8 Englishmen, 7 New Zealanders, 4 from Afghanistan, which I think is fantastic. Only 2 from Sri Lanka, 2 from Bangladesh, 1 Nepalese, 17-year-old leg spinner Sandeep Lamichan. No Pakistanis, no Zimbabweans. Maybe that'll change in the future.
Yeah, hopefully. And 2 Sri Lankans is quite I don't know, it's kind of where the world game is for Sri Lanka at the moment. They're not quite the team that they used to be. They've not quite got the superstars that they've had. And that's why you only see 2 players, and there's more Afghanis than Sri Lankans.
Yes. It's the lack of names to the Sri Lankans at the moment, isn't it? Afghanistan, they've got Mohammed Nabi, Rashid Khan, for example. Absolute stud players. Really exciting young talent. So it's really going to be exciting to see them line up against all these greats as well. 91 of the players picked up were capped players, while the other 78 were uncapped. Obviously, a lot of those are going to be the younger or the good domestic Indian cricketers, but not quite the ones that are good enough to play international. So going to be exciting. Lots of players. Obviously, there has been a few changes. It's probably just worth noting. Obviously, we've lost David Warner and Steve Smith of late. They've been replaced by, we know Alex Hales has come in late to replace David Warner. Kane Williamson's took his captaincy. We haven't had a replacement yet for Steve Smith for Rajasthan, but we'll dig into the squads in a minute, Rob. Anything you want to pick the bones off that, or are you ready to get stuck into these squads?
I think we're ready to get into the squads. It is the thing when you look at the players that are missing. it's easy to go, wow, he's missing. But what we're about to get stuck into is, wow, he's playing. And when the IPL first came out to me, I was like, oh, this is a bit, I'm not sure about this. But what you've seen from an Indian cricket perspective, the way they do it, it's almost like the old school football way, where there's only allowed to be so many overseas players, and it's only 4 overseas in the team on game day. So there's 7 Indians playing with all this world talent for 58 games, however many games it is a season, on the absolute highest level. It's great for Indian cricket.
Oh, absolutely. And you think about these young blokes, the Washington Sundars of this world, or the one of the relative newcomers, Jasprit Bumrahs, the really exciting talents that quite a few people around the world won't really know much about. It's unbelievable. Rishabh Pant, another one. It's unbelievable for them to be playing with this amount of talent and the coaches that are around as well. Not just the Indian talent, but also these overseas players. It can't be anything other than good for the game. And it's no coincidence that India are becoming more of a powerhouse in world cricket, especially white ball with the way IPL has gone. So really excited, really looking forward to this season. Right then, let's get stuck into these teams then, and no better place to start than returning giants Chennai Super Kings. Coach Stephen Fleming, captain MS Dhoni. I mean, what more do you need from an Indian franchise and a team that's got MS Dhoni at the helm? He's joined by Suresh Raina, Ravi Jadeja, Faf du Plessis, Harbhajan Singh. Harbhajan's back, Rob. How good is that?
Legend.
Yeah, Dwayne Bravo, Shane Watson, Kadir Jadhav, Ambati Rayudu, Imran Tahir, the South African spinner, Khan Sharma, Shardul Thakur, Jagadisan Narayan, no Mitch Santner, sadly, he's out with injury, Deepak Chahar, Asif KM, Lungisani Ngidi, the exciting young South African quick, Canis Seth, Dhruv Shuri, Murali Vijay, Sam Billings, Mark Wood, Kshitij Sharma, Manu Singh, and Chaitanya Bishnoi. Quick disclaimer, any bad pronunciations, feel free to roll around on the floor laughing at me. We'll try our best to get them as accurate as possible.
I think that's almost a round of applause. You've done bloody well there, mate.
I know, Mark Wood's a bloody tricky one to pronounce.
But you nailed it.
So, talk to me about that. Don't just talk to me about MS Dhoni. Talk to me about that squad, Rob. Chennai Super Kings. A lot of people are going to be favouriting these guys. Exciting to have them back in the tournament. They paid their penalty for their previous wrongdoings. Talk to me about that squad.
Strong. Just really, really, really strong. There's so many names that you're putting out for Chennai and you're like, wow. And it's the squad that they've actually been able to put together that I see as a really, really big point. So you take Dhoni. He's a legend. And I actually feel like his career kind of took off 2011 when he shared an elevator with me for about 5 seconds going from the second floor to the first floor. And I don't know what I said to him, but it led to India winning the 2011 World Cup. But he's a stalwart of the IPL. 3,560 runs, a strike rate of 136. Now, the last couple of seasons the production has dropped off for Dhoni, but it's MS Dhoni. There's still every single chance that he is going to come to the party. His strike rate's dropped to 124 the last couple of seasons, but I expect to see more out of him. And the other big player, he's kind of an old school player these days, retired from international cricket, Shane Watson. 100 IPL matches, 86 wickets, an economy under 8, 2 IPL hundreds and a strike rate of 138 with the bat. And he's back. He kind of died off a little bit. His performance teetered off. But a good Big Bash, 12 wickets, a good Pakistan Premier League, 11 wickets, and 560 runs across T20 cricket at an average of 35 this year. He is ready to make a play. Suresh Raina, there's so much talent. Highest scoring batsman of all time, Suresh Raina. You can't overlook him. An average of 34, a strike rate of 139, and he's still only 31 years old. He's going to be playing in the IPL for another 4 or 5 years. He had a good year last year. Strike rate improved to 143, 442 runs, 350s. Can give you a few overs if you need it. It's a very, very talented team.
You all right there? That was very excitable, Rob, that was.
Oh, mate, I love it.
Ready for this, aren't you? You're ready for the start of this tournament. Very excitable. I love that. Yeah, I've got to back up what you're saying. Some really exciting players in that squad, isn't there? Shane Watson, yeah, I'm just going to correct you slightly. Pakistan Super League, Rob. I don't want to upset anybody.
What did they call it? Pakistan Premier League?
Premier League, yeah.
Oh,
just want to correct
don't
you
do
on that
it.
one, just a little bit. But he did, like you said, he's had a really, really good run of late in the T20 tournaments around the world. So that's going to be exciting. Faf du Plessis, he's a strange one. He's not really performed as well as we'd expect from him recently, but I'd imagine he's going to come back strong. They've got a really good battery of overseas players, haven't they? Ngidi, I'm really excited to see what he does in this tournament. And people like Murali Vijay as well. He's still around. He's doing what he does. So it's a hell of a squad. Imran Tahir, Leggy, he's going to offer something slightly different, isn't he? So you can understand why they're up there as favourites.
Yeah.
Or one of the favourites.
One lad that I kind of want to single out, and it's Dhruv Shorey, and I may be butchering that name.
I went for Dhruv.
Dhruv Shorey. Now, he has been red hot in domestic cricket. Young lad, he may have to wait for his chance, but he does meet that Indian quota of 11 players, and it allows you to play your overseas players in different positions depending on how the team does. He scored 303 runs at an average of 60 and a strike rate of 141 in the domestic T20 competition whilst playing for Delhi. He is red hot, he's young, he's very, very good, and given the chance, I feel he could be someone that kind of dictates how the shape of the squad looks and where you play your overseas players.
Well, we'll have to file him away for our conversation later, because once we've gone through the squads, we're going to do some predictions, and including those predictions, not just who's going to win it, we're going to be having a look who's going to be the orange cap, purple cap, maybe the MVP. We might touch on that one, but we're also going to look at the emerging young player, and I think we might need to file him away in that conversation, Rob.
Yeah, sounds perfect.
Sounds good. Right, Delhi Daredevils to the capital. Ricky Ponting led Delhi Daredevils. Gautam Gambhir captaining. Young, very rich young man now after how he was picked up this year. Rishabh Pant, Chris Morris, Sheras Iyer, Glenn Maxwell, Jason Roy, Colin Munro, Mohammed Shami. We believe Mohammed Shami's involved after his recent incidents, let's say. Kagisa Rabada, the really exciting Kagisa Rabada. Amrit Mishra, who we spoke about earlier, didn't we, Robin? Now
Statov, he's there.
Statov, he's there, yeah. Prithvi Shaw, Harshal Patel, Vijay Shankar, Rahul Tewatia, Avesh Khan, Shabazz Nadeem, Daniel Christian, Jayant Yadav. Like I said, giant then. I don't think he's that big.
Jayant Yadav.
Yeah, Jayant. Gurkirat Man, Trent Bolt, Manjat Kalra, Abhishek Sharma, Sandeep Lamishan, the Nepalese player, Naman Oja, and Sayan Ghosh. Again, apologies for any butchering of names. So, Rob, Glenn Maxwell, he's one of your favourite players in world cricket, isn't
he? Something like that. But
or is it the opposite?
It may well be the opposite, but he is a fantastic striker of a cricket ball. Most sixes in the tournament last year, smashed 26 sixes. Get it right, Bobby, you've only got one shot at this. 26 sixes. And he actually owns the third highest strike rate overall in all-time IPL records. He's a hell of a talent. And he doesn't only do that, he can bowl a few overs for you as well.
Nice, I like that a lot. Trent Bolt, mate. Trent Bolt's on fire against England at the moment. That's going to be a good signing. I just think the way he bowls with that new ball, he's got his pace, he moves it, he nips it around. I think he could be one of the stars of the tournament this year. Big one for me, he is. Rishabh Pant, we kind of singled him out before the Nidahas Trophy, and he didn't really kind of stand out in that, but he's still somebody that I'm excited to hear about and see how he gets on. Who else are you picking out on this one, Rob?
Gambhir, playing as captain at Delhi. So he spent his whole career at a different franchise, so this will be new for him. He's probably about 35, 36 years old, and he'll want to make a statement. Colin Munro has got to be at the top of this order. He is one of the best openers in T20 cricket at the international stage, and he's getting an opportunity in the IPL, and I think he's going to take every single second of it. He's a machine at the top of the order. One more name that I think does need to be watched is Mohammed Shami. So obviously, a lot going on politics-wise in the guy's life at the moment. We don't have the latest on what's going on there, but this could be a little bit of cricket redemption for Mohammed Shami. And if he's going to work his way back into Indian contention, depending on what goes on in the personal life and the allegations, the IPL is a great place to put his name at the forefront of the selector's mind.
Yeah, totally, mate. Right, moving on. Kings 11 Punjab up in Mohali. Verinder Sehwag coach, Ravi Ashwin the captain. So let's have a look at this squad. Axar Patel, Yuvraj Singh, KL Rahul, Karan Nair, David Miller, Aaron Finch, Marcus Stoinis, Maniank Agarwal, Ankit Singh Rajput, Manoj Tiwari, Mohit Sharma, Mujib Zadran, I believe he's the Afghanistan player, Barinder Shran, Andrew Tai the Aussie, Akship Nath, Pradeep Sahu, Maniank Dagar, Manzo Dar, and Chris Gale. I wasn't sure if he was going to be involved this year, but he's in there with the Kings 11 Punjab.
Yeah, managed to sneak himself a
sneaky
game. Now, the big question is, Chris Gale's production has gone down over the last year. He's cracking on a bit. He's probably 36, 37. He's a T20 legend. Now, the big thing is, does he open the batting for this team or does he not? Because they do have options. There's Karun Nair, there's Rahul in the lineup who both could open the batting, and then you've got the likes of Yuvraj Singh. Yuvraj Singh, the man who famously hit Stuart Broad for 6 sixes in an over. Doesn't bowl a great deal anymore, but can give you a few overs. But 2,587 runs, a strike rate of 131 in the IPL. He's still got it. And the engine room, the guys that can do a bit of both and really clear the boundary for this team is one going to be David Miller, who I saw play in 2015 in the Cricket World Cup, smashed 140. Incredible. He's got 1,563 IPL runs at 141 strike rate, one IPL 100, which are hard to come by. He has dropped off the last couple of years, but they will be hoping for a big performance from him in the middle order, as well as Marcus Stoinis. He's going to be a finish for them in this lineup. 163 runs last year at a strike rate of 123, 10 wickets in an economy of 9. So he'll be looking to better on what he did as an opening stint in the IPL last year. He's a much better player than that and a hell of a lot more destructive with the bat.
Yeah, for me as well, Aaron Finch, where do you play him? Australia have moved him down to about number 5, haven't they?
Yep.
So it's going to be interesting to see if he gets that slot back, as a finisher, or he's another option as opener, isn't he?
He is. He is another option. And the other one was Rahul, who I mentioned, Lokesh Rahul. Great player, 25 years old, got test experience now. About 40 games in the IPL, strike rate of 125, 750 runs, 4 50s. I feel he's one of the better underestimated players from an Indian perspective in the IPL. And I think he should be one to look out for this team.
Excellent. Good stuff. Right, moving on. Kolkata Knight Riders. The player Eden Gardens, Jack Callis, is helping these guys out. Captained by Dinesh Karthik. Quick bit of injury news to them. Andre Russell, he's missing out, and so is Mitchell Stark. Mitchell Stark had a bit of a stress fracture, hasn't he? So they're both missing out. So they're going to, Mitchell Stark especially, is going to be a huge, huge loss for Kolkata. So the squad as we have it: Dinesh Karthik, Sunil Nareen, Chris Lynn, Robin Uthappa, Kuldep Yadav, Ishank Jaggi, Shubman Gill, Payesh Chola, Kamlesh Nag. This is a tricky one for me. I'm going to try this with a name. Kamlesh Nagarkoti.
Nice.
Now that one, I expect you all to take the mick out of me for. That's a bad pronunciation. Apologies, Kamlesh. Nitish Rana, Vinay Kumar, Apurv Wankada, Rankuda Singh, Shivam Mavi, Mitchell Johnson, the timeless, ageless Aussie quick, and then Javon Searless and Cameron Delport.
It's a strange one, this. It's the fact that they're going to be missing Andre Russell is absolutely massive for this team. And I can't overstate that at all. He is the highest strike rate batsman in IPL history. He hits the ball further and harder at 173 strike rate overall in 34 matches. He's a massive, massive miss. And then you've got to go with Mitchell Stark being a little bit ropey these days, whether he's actually going to play. There's 2 of the starting 11 that they were going to start with that's not going to be available. So that's going to be a bit of a hit for this team.
Big time, yeah, and it's just how they adapt, isn't it, and who steps up and fills those roles. It'll be interesting to see if anyone else is called up into their squad as well after Mitchell Stark, his injury. Just looking at the team, Dinesh Karthik, Rob, got anything you want to tell me about him?
I think he was. This is probably the team where I look at it and go, I don't think they quite know who was going to captain this team at the start of the tournament. Everyone else, you've got this huge franchise name. And then you've got Dinesh Karthik, 152 IPL games, But the numbers, the 360 runs last year, strike rate 139. It's an improvement on his overall career, but not quite sold on him. I think Chris Lynn is going to be invaluable for this team. He had a really strong finish to the IPL last year, but he is injury prone. Me and Chris have a lot in common. We do. He had a great 2017. Only played 7 games towards the end, but 295 runs at a strike rate of 180. 350s. He's exciting, he's big, he can hit a ball. They'll look forward to getting him there. There's Robin Atapa, I don't know if you can remember him. He played for India for a few years. Bit of a veteran around these parts, 31 years old. 3,778 runs, strike rate of 131. But last year, he started to take it to the next level. Almost 400 runs, a 165 strike rate. As soon as you see guys hitting above a 140 strike rate in the top 4 or 5, you know they're legit.
Absolutely. And just kind of touching a bit more on Dinesh Karthik, though. There was the whole question for the Nidahas Trophy, wasn't there, of why he wasn't batting a little bit higher up the order. Yeah. But then in the final, he absolutely smashed the pants off the Bangladeshi bowling attack, didn't he, to clinch that win?
He did.
And he got all the plaudits for it, didn't he? So it's going to be interesting to see where he bats. Maybe he's probably going to drop in at 5 or 6 and be a bit of an MS Dhoni, bat maybe around 5 or 6 or so and be the finisher to try and clear the ropes as much as he possibly can. So it'll be interesting. And he's got to put the team on his back a little bit. Yeah. Admittedly, there's a few players in this squad that I'm not aware of. I absolutely am not aware of. You can probably guess that by how badly I pronounce some of them. They do still have the players. You've got your Chris Lynn, your Sunil Narine, your Mitchell Johnson. But then, we're looking around. Payesh Chawla, decent player. Robin Uthappa, like you said. But then I'm struggling for these names. So I'm really excited to have a look at Kolkata this year to see who are the players that are going to step up. There's probably some absolute crackers there that are going to be absolute household names by the end of this tournament. But at the moment, I'm not aware of them. So they're going to be one of the teams I'm really interested to see for that very reason.
Yeah, I like Chawla. Chawla played a bit of international cricket. Didn't quite take off at the international level, but IPL has been great. 126 wickets, the 4th highest IPL wicket taker of all time, one behind Harbhajan Singh. So he's in great company, 7.6 economy rate overall. He's a really decent player. And there's Kuldeep Yadav. Expect big things from the slow left armour. 8.3 economy rate, but 23 years old. Expect that economy rate to come down and big things from Yadav this year.
Good stuff, mate. Good stuff. Right then, let's move on to the next team then. So we are moving to Mumbai. Mahela Jayawardene, one of my favourite cricketers from around the world. Lucky to have seen him score some runs. He's looking after him. Rohit Sharma is the captain. Right, squad. Hardik Pandya, Jasprit Bumrah, he's a player I like. Kieron Pollard, Pat Cummins, another player I'm a big fan of. Mustafa Rahman, Surya Kumar Yadav, Krunal Pandya, Ishan Kishan, Rahul Chahar, Evan Lewis, the in-form West Indian, Saurabh Tiwari, Ben Cutting, Pradeep Sangwan, JP Dumini. They're without Jason Berendorf. The Aussie's injured. He's no longer taking part. Sharad Lumba, Siddhesh Lad. Idit Yatare, Maniank Makande, Akila Dhananjaya. He's the leggy, isn't he?
Yes.
Akila Dhananjaya, we need to look at him a minute. He's an exciting little player. Anakul Roy, Muhsin Khan, Nidahesh MD Deosan, Tajinder Dhillon, and Mitch McClenaghan, who's been called up late. He's had a really successful IPL career, but he wasn't in the initial squad. Mumbai, Rob, what do you got to tell me?
Well, defending champions, one of the most successful teams in the IPL, if not the most successful team. Having Rohit Sharma, a superstar, as your captain is a huge plus point. One thing I really like, okay, let's break it down with some of the players. Evan Lewis, okay, this is his IPL debut. 84 T20 games in club cricket at a strike rate of 146. Pretty useful. But if you read the first line of Cricinfo, what he has to say, he basically says, I hit a lot of sixes, big sixes. I like them. He's chosen to pick Chris Gayle as his mentor growing up. So I'm excited to see what he will do in the IPL situation. Hardik Pandya. So the Pandya brothers are part of the Mumbai legacy at the moment. He was handpicked by Tendulkar to play for India 18 months before he actually made his debut for India. In fact, it was 12 months when he made his debut. International career, it's not really taken off as a batsman yet, but he's got promise. He's only 25 years old, and he needs to take it to the next level here. 37 games for Mumbai, economy rate of 9, but a strike rate of 142 with the bat. So it'll be interesting to see where this slots him into the order. But there's quite a lot of these Indian players who need to make a stand to go, yes, I am legitimate at this level, and push their name to make sure they are on that team sheet for India. He is one. His brother, Krunal Pandya, he can hit a ball. 158 strike rate, an average of 36 with the bat. Economy rate down at 7.15 with the ball. He is very, very useful, but he's never played for India, and he will be wanting to change that. And a strong IPL here to go on a successful career so far, definitely a good way to get it done.
Yeah, totally, mate. There's two players in this squad that are two of my favourite bowlers in world cricket at the moment, and that's JJ Bumrah and Pat Cummins.
Yeah.
They are stunning. Bumrah, he's got that strange action, he looks very awkward, and he's quicker than he looks as well, isn't he? That ball zips through, so he's going to be an exciting one to watch. Pat Cummins, I just think he's probably one of the best bowlers in world cricket at the moment.
Yeah.
He's basically Glenn McGrath again. He's got that nip, but he seems a good bloke as well, decent bloke, and that's in short supply in Australia at the minute.
Yeah.
It would seem. So I'm really excited to see how those boys do. With those guys with the ball, I think that's going to be really difficult. Ben Cutting, the fellow Aussie, he's had a pretty good time of it in IPL as well, hasn't he?
Yeah, Ben Cutting, 2016 IPL final man of the match. That's where he's ringing your bell.
Yes, that's the one. Yeah, when Sunrisers Hyderabad won, beat Bangalore by 8 runs, man of the match, Ben Cutting. So, he's got a bit of pedigree in the IPL. It'll be interesting to see how he does. But this is a squad that I like. I mean, Mitch McClenaghan, late call-up, but he's bowled really well, like I said. It's a good bowling attack. Evan Lewis is an exciting player. Rohit Sharma, exciting player. You've spoken to the others. They've got Kyron Pollard. These guys are not going to be far away.
Yeah, strong team. Very, very strong team. Expect them to go far.
Okay, Rajasthan Royals. I like the name of Rajasthan Royals. Shane Warne's involved with these guys, and captain was originally Steve Smith, but he's no more, as we know. Ajinkya Rahane has taken the captaincy. Last year's MVP, Ben Stokes, is in the squad, along with Stuart Binney, Sanju Samson, Josh Butler, Rahul Tripathi, Darcy Short, Jofra Archer, Gautam Krishnappa, Dawal Kulkarni, Jadev Unakat, Ankit Sharma, Anurit Singh Kathura, Zahir Khan Pagteen, Shiraz Gopal, MS Midhun, Prashant Chopra, Ben Lothan, Mahipal Lomra, Jatin Saxena, Ariana Vikram Burley. They're trying me on these names, mate. And Dushmanta Chamira. Again, my standard apology for knackering all those names up. There's some blokes I've never heard of at the back end of that squad. And hopefully they prove me wrong in that I should have known about them.
Yeah. I think you're doing a hell of a job getting some of these names out, mate, because I'm just like, I'm glad that's you, not me.
Steve Smith is missing out on this squad. Obviously, we know why. We're not going to go into that. Ajinkya Rahane at the helm. What do you got to tell me about Rajasthan?
Stronger than, they're coming off this suspension, right? And they'll be legitimately wanting to make a massive, massive indent into the IPL this year and put themselves back not only to playoff stage, but roll times back to 2008 when they won it. What an incredible story that would be. They've got some
seems a long
players.
Time ago now.
A hell of a long time ago. They've got some decent players, right? They've got Ben Stokes, Mr. MVP himself. They'll be hoping for much the same of what they've had out of him in previous season. Josh Butler's there. He's a superstar at the T20 level. Absolute superstar. They've got Stuart Binney, who may just be one of my favourite all-time Indian cricketers.
Really?
Just for the name. I can remember him bowling in England, and it was quite slow, but he swung the ball nicely. But he's got an economy rate of 7.56 in the IPL. He's a decent cricketer, and he will do well for them. Jofra Archer's an exciting one. He's just come off 16 wickets in the Big Bash and made some real big inroads as well, hasn't he?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Jofra Archer's an exciting talent, isn't he? He's not quite an Englishman yet, but he wants to be an Englishman. He's doing his time. He's putting his years in. So he's just suddenly exploded on the scene, hasn't he? So he could be a really exciting player this year. It's fellow Englishmen, isn't it? Josh Butler, Ben Stokes. They're the two players that Rajasthan really need to perform this year, along with Rahane. And Jeddah Vunikap with the ball. He's been bowling well in the recent year house as well. So, left arm seamer, he's going to be a big part of this. And again, there's a lot of players that we're not sure of. So they're going to get their opportunities in this squad. They're not chock full of household name Indian internationals. So they're going to be opportunities for some of these fellas to step up. And we'll have to see who takes that opportunity. Ben Laughlin, the Aussie as well, he's in the squad, isn't he? So overseas players, they haven't got a ton, have they? Stokes, Laughlin, Butler, Darcy Short, Jofra Archer. Tight squad. I think it could be a bit tricky for them this year, especially with the loss of Smith. I think they're going to struggle, but it all depends. If Josh Butler and Ben Stokes play, they could win games single-handedly with those blokes.
Yeah, every cloud's got a silver lining, right? And the guy who's going to benefit potentially from Steve Smith not being there is Mahipal Lomraw. So 18-year-old, plays for Rajasthan, decent time in both limited overs domestic tournaments. 246 runs at an average of 49 in one and 229 an average of 25 in the T20 competition. So he's a young lad, 18 years old. He's one who may benefit from, one, having these guys around, and two, being in a position to actually get some IPL game time as well. Awesome.
I hope you're making a note of these young up-and-comers, Rob.
Oh,
need, when we're talking about the emerging player, we need to we're going to put our predictions out there. Be brave.
Be brave. Always brave. Too brave.
Always brave. Right. Royal Challengers Bangalore. Daniel Vettori looking after these guys. This is one of the big boys, isn't it? RCB. Virat Kohli, the captain. This is one of the squads that I'm excited about. Virat Kohli captain. AB de Villiers, one of my favourites of all time. Sarfaraz Khan, Brendan McCullum, Chris Wokes, Colin de Grandhomme, Moeen Ali, Quinton de Kock. Name after name. Umesh Yadav, Yuzvendra Chalal, Manan Vora, Kulwant. God, this is going to get me. This is. Can we just call this chap Kulwant?
Yep.
Kajrolia. Kajrolia? I apologise to India, to everybody. I apologise. If anyone, I need some lessons here on some of these names. Some of them I can get. This one is a hell of a tricky one. So Navdeep Sani, we're moving on. Aniket Chowdhury, Murugan Ashwin, Mandeep Singh, Washington Sundar, one of our favourites in world cricket at the moment.
Yep.
Pawan Negi, Corey Anderson, Mohammad Siraj, Aniruddha Joshi, Parthiv Patel, Tim Salvi, Pavan Deshabne, and no Nathan Coulter-Nile. He's out as well, another Aussie that can't make it this year. So, what a squad. Virat Kohli, AB de Villiers, Brendan McCullum. There's some big names here, Rob.
Huge names, huge. And again, congratulations for making it the way through. I've got to start with Parthiv Patel, who appears to have played for virtually every single IPL team that's ever existed. And once again, he's RCB. So fair play to him. He's still getting a game. I remember seeing him play when he was 16 years old, touring England as part of the Indian team all the way back, probably 15, 16 years ago. So anyway, I digress. I like RCB. When I look at the RCB captains over the years, it's got a bit of swaying. There's a lot of guys I like. Rahul Dravid was the original captain. Kevin Peterson's been captain. Anil Kumble's been captain. Daniel Vettori, and then Virat Kohli has been captain for the last 4 or 5 years. They do have a couple of questions on how they get everyone to fit into this team. It's quite an action-packed team, and I feel like they've got a little bit of an issue in the all-rounder slot as well, and I'll get to that. So you've got McCullum at the top. Second highest IPL score ever, 158 not out, 9,000 T20 runs, 7 T20 hundreds. He's incredible, but his production rate is slightly down on the last couple of years. 673 runs in the last 2 years at strike rate of 140. Not sure if this might be his last tournament in T20 in the IPL. Don't know. Kohli. There's not enough great things you can say about Kohli as a cricketer. He's a 3-format machine. Scores runs whenever he goes to the crease. 4 IPL hundreds, all of which they've come in the last 2 seasons. The last 2 seasons' numbers for Virat Kohli are incredible. 1,281 runs at an average of 58 in IPL in T20 cricket. 5 man of the matches, 1 man of the series. You've got De Villiers thrown in. Now I'll touch on, before I hand over to you, Rich, I'll touch on the all-rounder position that they've got. So the 3 all-rounders they've really got, they've got Moeen Ali, Corey Anderson and Colin de Grandhomme. Now, Corey Anderson, I like Corey Anderson. He is injury-prone, and he's dealing with a lot of injuries. 27 IPL games, a strike rate of 129, a highest of 95 not out, but an economy rate of 9.86. Slight problem for an all-rounder. Then you've got Colin de Grandhomme, 136 runs at 136 strike rate, an average of 15, and 4 wickets at 33. So not established as an IPL player. And then you've got Moeen Ali, who is in his first IPL contract. Question marks to be had, but you look at Moeen Ali's T20 record from across the world, and it's very, very good. Very good. Incredible strike rate with the ball, not great with the bat, but 13 man of the match awards from just over 100 games. So he's a genuine match winner, and he always seems to do something, but he's not in the best form in any format of the game. But you've got to take it. Moeen Ali's bowling in one-day cricket for England and T20 cricket for England is normally of high quality. So I've got a feeling he may get the nod.
Moeen Ali is a really interesting one. From an English perspective, this is probably what he needs. He needs to get away from the Test arena. He's had a really, really tough winter, a shocking winter, to be honest with you. He's lost his place in the Test side now. He needs to go away, just refresh himself, and just go and have some fun. And I think that's what the IPL will do for him. If he gets the opportunity, if he's performing, well in the, when he arrives, then this could be a big one. I'm not sure he gets the shout straight away. You've got other players in there, haven't you? I think de Grandhomme, I think Chris Wokes, he's been playing really well with the bat as well. I think you could easily bat him at 6-7 in T20 cricket. He's been hitting the ball well. He's a good bowler. He's a solid bowler. You know what you're going to get from him. He might go for a few the odd day if the ball's not quite doing anything for him, just with the lengths he bowls. But I think he could be a little bit of an underrated superstar for RCB this year. Quinton de Kock as well. I think he's such a player. What a talent. He strikes such a good ball. And with fellow countryman A.B. de Villiers, if they can get those two boys rolling, along with Virat Kohli, this batting lineup could be absolutely on fire. De Grandhomme as well. You're sort of half Kiwi man, as you are a half Kiwi man. He's a full Kiwi man. But de Grandhomme, he's another one. He could be a good, exciting player. I think he's a hittable bowler in T20.
He is.
Unless he gets the variations going. So I think people are quite happy to face him. But let's see. Washington Sundar, though, in this squad, he is in. If we had to pick our leading edge world 11 at the moment, I think Washington Sundar's, he's in the squad at the very least, isn't he?
He is.
And Tim Southey as well, another exciting overseas player. Parthiv Patel. Plenty of players. RCB, Mumbai Indians, Chennai Super Kings. I think they're going to be the 3 teams we're going to kind of, from what we're looking at, that they're the teams that are going to go forward. But I don't know. There's plenty there, Rob. What do you reckon?
Yeah, plenty there. I've got to say, Washington Sundar's stats are just incredible. 8 wickets at 23, economy rate of 6.16. It's phenomenal. It's not a bad one-day record, let alone T20. And he's also had a lot of success in the Indian T20 setup since he's been there. 9 wickets at 15. Economy rate of 5.66 in international T20 cricket. The guy's a machine. Now, when I look for a young lad in the team who could kind of come of age, Kulwant Karolyi.
You're on your own. That's the one I couldn't do, Rob, so I'm not going to say anything at this point.
You're on your own.
You're absolutely on your own. Does it say if he's got a nickname?
Kulwant. We're just going to leave him Kulwant.
Right. Hopefully everybody knows who we're talking about here now. But
Exactly.
he's going to be Kulwant now. He's basically, if you ever know anything about football, he's going to be like a Brazilian footballer, like Pele. He's just going to have his first name. That's it.
That's it. That's all he's got. But he's been in decent form for Delhi. Consistent performer throughout the years. Picked up 12 wickets in the Vijay Hazara Trophy so far. Decent outing in the T20, picking up 14 wickets in 10 games. 6.56 economy rate. Young lad. Yeah, I think he's going to be one of the players that step up, because the problem, again, it's a strange thing, but the problem this team's got is they've got so many good. Do you play McCullum and de Kock and de Villiers, and there's your 3 overseas going, and you can only play Wokes? Or do you want, because then you need to find Indian bowlers to do the bowling. So it's trying to get the right mix of overseas players in the team for this team that I think is going to be quite the issue.
Yeah, absolutely. That's the massive alarm that rings straight away. They've got great squad, they've got great rotation, but they can't play the squad. They only can play, as we said before, the 4 overseas players. So that's going to be the headache for Vittori and the coaching staff and Virat Kohli. Who do they play? When do they play them? So there's going to be some great players carrying drinks in their games.
Yep, definitely will be.
Right. Last but not least, Sunrisers Hyderabad. Tom Moody, Australian Tom Moody, is their man helping them out. David Warner was the captain, as the situation with Steve Smith, no longer available. So Kiwi Kane Williamson, bad beard Kane Williamson, is the captain this year. He's got a pretty good supporting cast. First 2 players, Bhuvaneshwar Kumar, the bowler of the tournament the last 2 years, and then he has Sikhar Dhawan at the top of the order. That's a couple of solid lieutenants there, isn't it? He's also joined by Shakib Al Hassan, Manish Pandey, Carlos Braithwaite, Yusuf Pathan, Ridhiman Sahar, Rashid Khan, the young Afghani leg spinner, Ricky Bui, Bhui, Boo. sorry, Ricky. I did Ricky okay. Deepak Huda, Siddharth Kaul, Tangarasu Natarajan, Syed Khalil, Basil Thampi, the last year's emerging player, Mohammad Nabi, the Afghani all-rounder, Sandeep Sharma, Sachin Baby, love that name. Apparently his dad was absolutely, obviously, like any other Indian, loved Sachin, so named his kid after Sachin Tendulkar. And Baby's just a coincidence. I think it's a Sachin adolescent or slightly grown-up adult now. Chris Jordan, Billy Stanley, the big Aussie quick, Tanmay Agarwal, Srivat Goswami, Bipul Sharma, Mehdi Hassan, and Alex Hales is the recent signing as well. Sunrisers Hyderabad. I think, I'm going to put it out there, I don't think they're going to be the favoured, but I think they could be the dark horse. Yeah,
strong, very, very strong team, aren't they? Even with the change of Warner, Kane Williamson as your captain, you're not going to get a more level-headed, sensible sort of guy than Kane Williamson. He had a good IPL last year, strike rate over 150, couple of 50s, averaging over 40. That is the sort of man you want from a captain. And also Rashid Khan, he's just gone 100 wickets, quickest man to 100 one-day international wickets, 44 games, well-deserved. The number 1 T20 bowler in the world. I'm looking forward to seeing him bowl.
Absolutely, and that's why I hold back when I say Washington Sundar is going to be at least in my squad, in our Leading Edge Cricket Podcast favourite 11 squad, because Rashid Khan's there as well. So do we play 2 spinners in our dream team, Rob? That's the question. But like I say, Sikhar Dhawan, Bhuvaneshwar Kumar, you couldn't ask for a better batsman and a better bowler to back up Kane Williamson, who is also, let's remember, one of the finest cricketers in the world at the moment. Virat Kohli, Kane Williamson, and probably, I would say Joe Root, but he's not had the best of times lately. But Kane Williamson and Kohli are probably 2 of the finest batsmen there is. Carlos Braithwaite, you've got the West Indian there. He's going to give him a little bit. Sahar, the keeper batsman. What are we looking here? Mohammad Nabi, he's an exciting player, spinner, really aggressive batsman as well. He's a real talent, so it's going to be interesting to see how he gets on. And Billy Stanley. He's not the most economical of bowlers, but he's a big, tall fella. He hits the deck. Just depends if those pitches out there in India are going to suit him. But that could be an interesting pickup as well. And obviously, Alex Hales, white ball journeyman now. That's what we have to call him, white ball lover, Alex Hales. He's got his wish. He's not playing red ball for Notts anymore. You might not know people, but we are very heavily biased towards Nottinghamshire.
Yeah.
So I'm still a little bit upset about this, but I'm pleased for Alex Hales that he's got this move, and he should be a real exciting one. He's not had the best of runs of late, so he needs to go over here. He needs to go and open the batting, and he needs to smash it to all parts to prove that he's made the right decision.
Yeah, lot to play for Hales. If you're going to stand out and say I'm a white ball pirate and I'm going to travel the world and I'm just going to play pirates might be the wrong word, but I'm going to travel the world, and there's a lot to do for him. 143 strike rate from 174 games worldwide, 200s, 30 50s, 15 man of the matches. The guy's been a machine in white ball cricket for a long time in England. Looking forward to seeing Chris Jordan play as well. He's a very, very eventful cricketer, good death bowler, great Yorker bowler, can give it a bit of a hit, but also one of the finest pair of hands you're ever going to see on a cricket field in terms of spectacular catches. Just an incredible specimen.
Yeah, definitely. And he hasn't quite kicked on as much as I would have liked. So when he first came through for England, I thought we'd see him as a regular in the Test side, but he hasn't quite done that yet. So, he's still got a lot to prove. So it'll be interesting to see how he goes on. But no, Sunrise, I think they're definitely. I think they're a bit of an outsider. But they could make a run. It all depends on the big players. But when you've got Kumar in that team, you've got a chance. Right, so that's the squads out of the way. That's all the players. Now, we said at the top we're going to make some predictions, Rob. Are you ready to make some predictions?
I'm ready to put it all on the line.
All on the line. Let's start at the point where we probably know the least about. The emerging young players.
Okay.
It's probably not our strong subject, is it? But let's have a go at this. Who do we reckon? Let's look through some of the previous winners. Rohit Sharma in 2009 won it.
Wow.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, some interesting names there. Mustafa Rahman, 2016, and obviously Basil Thampi last year. So you mentioned a few as we were going through the squads, Rob. I'm going to leave this one to you. Who do you reckon wins that award this year?
I think it's going to be Dhruv Shorey, who is playing for the Chennai Super Kings. Right-handed, middle-order batsman. I said if he gets an opportunity, he will come in and make headway. Like we said, a strike rate of 141, 303 runs at an average of 60. He will find his way into this team and he will have the best performance out of a young Indian player.
Okay, I like the sound of that. It's an under-23s award, so let me just have a little thing. I love the idea of Washington Sundar winning this. Whether or not we can call him emerging anymore, seeing as though he's been playing international cricket, I don't know. I don't know the exact way that they're going to choose about this award. But Washington Sundar is a man I would like to think could, if it was a young player of the year, but I'm not sure if that's the case. But I'm going to go with yours as well, Rob. I'll just let you dictate to me that one. So okay. That sounds good. Right then, bowling. Let's have a look at the bowlers. Who's going to get the purple cap, mate? Last 2 years, Bhuvaneshwar Kumar with 23 and 26 wickets. Before that, Dwayne Bravo's won it 2 years, 2013, 2014. The most amount of wickets, 2013, that was Bravo, 32 wickets. What's your thoughts on this one? Now, can Kumar win it 3 years in a row? Question.
Kumar could win it 3 years in a row. I was kind of tossing up between, after you mentioned Chris Woakes earlier, I thought Woakes has been in incredible form in T20 cricket and one-day international cricket. His test performance, not so great, but he's been in exceptional form, and I thought, I just can't quite put all my chips on Chris Woakes. So I'm going with Jasprit Bumrah of Mumbai Indians. Can't see past him, super stuff at the death, can take wickets at the top, unusual action, great Yorkers. He's going to be a wicket machine.
I like that. I like that a lot. The boy I just mentioned, Washington Sundar, I think he's going to be an absolute star of this tournament. I think economy rate's going to be as good as anybody, but I don't think he's going to take quite enough wickets to take this award, but he's in the conversation. Rashid Khan, the Afghanistan leg spinner, I've got a feeling he's going to be up there as well. Amit Mishra, the leggy, Chawla, the leggy for Kolkata. Bumrah, that's a really good shout, that is, Rob. Rabada and Giddy, the two South Africans who played Delhi and Chennai respectively. Pat Cummins, maybe. Where do I go? I think it's going to be a spinner. I think it's going to be one of the leggies. I think it's going to be between Amit Mishra, the second most all-time wickets, Chawla or Rashid Khan. Which way do we go, Rob? Which way do we go?
I don't know. Where are your chips going?
I'm going to go Rashid Khan. I think the way he bowled in the Cricket World Cup qualifiers was stunning. He's got his variations, he's got his drift, he's got control, and the boy takes wickets.
Yeah.
He's developing. He's a young lad, but he looks like he's about 35 already. I'm going Rashid Khan.
Nice choice. I like that. That's been dangerous with your choice. It's a big call.
Got to be brave, Rob. Got to be brave. I'm going to make notes of this as well because I want us to be held account. Ooh. And also I want to brag as well if I get it right.
Yeah, you will be held accountable for your choices.
Exactly. So let's go on to the batting, Rob. Who's going to be the star man, the highest run scorer, the orange cap wearer? David Warner last year with 641 runs. Year before, Virat Kohli, 973 runs for RCB. Outrageous. Warner won it the year before as well. Previous winners, we've seen Sean Marsh, Maddie Hayden, Sachin Tendulkar. Gale's won it twice, Mike Hussey, Robin Uthappa. Where do we go this year, Rob?
I had two names. One is a bit left field, but I feel a fit Chris Lynn could seriously make some dent into this.
Wow.
But okay. I can't put my money on Chris Lynn. And I can't look past the 2016 winner of this award, Virat Kohli. Captain superb, master of 3 different formats. I think he is in for a big one. 600 or 700 runs for Kohli this year.
Okay. You're going there. You're going pretty obvious there, I feel. I don't think you're taking much of a risk. Let's have a little think about this. Where could we go? Rohit Sharma, Suresh Raina. We look at the all-time run scorers, mate. Suresh Raina, number 1 in runs scored in IPL history. He's ahead of Virat Kohli at the moment.
Yeah.
Very less innings, granted, but he's up there, isn't he? Rohit Sharma, Gambhir, Shikhar Dhawan's in the top 10. I'm going to go Suresh Raina.
Okay.
I think Chennai Super Kings are going to have a hell of a tournament, and if they are, Raina's going to have to score a shed load of runs.
Yeah.
So he's going to have the opportunity to score the runs, and I think he's going to be the man that does score the runs. So 2 Indians there. What about if we looked at the overseas players? If we had to have a shout for a leading run scorer who is not an Indian, where would you go with that, Rob?
Oh, that is a great question. That's a really great question. It makes it difficult because Warner and Smith were 2 that you'd probably put your money on at the top of the order. I think and he's in great form, I think you'll see something special from A.B. de Villiers. I think he will be right up there in terms of overseas players this year.
Yeah, I think that's a good shout. I don't think I'm going to veer away from that one. I think I'm going to agree with you on that one. Maybe honourable mention goes to, where could we go? Maybe Jason Roy, if he plays.
Yep. Roy's a decent shout.
Roy and Hales, the 2 Englishmen, are the sort of players where if they play and if they're given a run at the top of the order, they could go off.
Yeah. The other one would be Shane Watson, because I think Shane Watson will open for Chennai. So Shane Watson at the top, and in-form Shane Watson is a dangerous, dangerous player.
Okay. Yeah. Nobody mentioning Chris Gale?
No. Chris Gale, no. I feel it's almost a been and gone for Chris Gale now.
Okay, mate. Okay, right. Let's move on. Let's make it fun again. Maximum sixers. Who's hitting the most sixers? The first year of the IPL, Sanath Jayasuriya. What a blast from the past there. 31 sixers. It's then been won by Adam Gilchrist and Robin Hood Thapa. Then Chris Gill won it for 3 years in a row. 44, 59, and 51 sixers. 2014, Glenn Maxwell 36. Gale again 38. Virat Kohli, obviously Virat Kohli must have won it when he scored 973 runs. He got 38, and last year Glenn Maxwell won it for the second time with 26. The highest is Chris Gale in 2012 with 59. Who takes the Maximums award this year?
I can't see past the existing reigning, defending Maximum 6 award hitter Glenn Maxwell. The big show is going to be a 6 monster. He's going past 36s this year.
30 plus. I'm making a note of that. Where do I go with this one? Where do I go? I'm liking big things for Suresh Raina this year. Let's just have a little think about this, Rob. You can hear the cogs going, can't you, people? Suresh Raina, he's the second spot, isn't he, with the second most 4s of all time, and he's also second most 6s of all time as well. So I want to say Suresh Raina, but I haven't predicted anything for Virat Kohli yet. So I think Kohli. But then that goes against my prediction, because I think if Virat Kohli is the top 6, he's the top run scorer.
Okay.
I'm going to go Raina again.
Yep.
I'm going to stick with Raina. I think he's going to have a massive tournament.
Yep.
I'm going to have to stay there. That's it. Okay. Locked in. So we've got bowling. I predict Rashid Khan for the most wickets. You predict JJ Bumrah. Batting, Suresh Raina for me, Virat Kohli for you. Raina again for 6s for me, and Glenn Maxwell for Rob. MVP, most valuable player, Ben Stokes. He didn't hit the top in any category last year, but he's just all-round quality. He picked it up last year. Virat Kohli the year before, Andre Russell the year before that. Watson's picked it up twice. Chris Gale, Tendulkar, Gilchrist, Nareen, Glenn Maxwell. Who picks it up this year?
This is a hard one. This is a really, really hard one to say, because it's more than just scoring runs, and it's more than just taking a lot of wickets. Where do we go?
For what it's worth, we don't have really any bowlers in there. So I think we can avoid the bowlers. I think Sunil Narine was in there, but that was at the time when he's been almost like an all-rounder in IPL, hasn't he? Shane Watson's the same. Andre Russell's the same. So at best, you can, at worst, you can go for an all-rounder. I don't think we can pick a bowler. So that probably directs us a little bit.
I am going to go really, really left field on this choice. Really left field.
Wow.
You've gone left to the field. Take another left to the next field, and I'm the one past that. I am putting my money on Australian.
Yes.
Marcus Stoinis.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes, I feel his strike rate is going to be big. He's going to have one of the top strike rates in the competition, and he bowls 85 clicks. He's solid, he's good, and I feel he's going to have a big IPL for Kings 11 Punjab.
That's a brave one, mate. That is so brave. It's almost like you've gone to a different country, not just a different field for that one. Where do we go then? I mean, the way I'm backing Suresh Raina, I'm almost tempted to just triple down on him. Most sixers, most batting. If he does that, there's no way in the world he's not going to be player of the series, MVP.
Triple down. Never heard such a thing.
Before this podcast, I was not tripling down on Suresh Raina, but I'm going in. Rob. I'm going in full. Going in. He's gone. Chips are in the middle.
Incredible. Suresh Raina, do not let him down.
Suresh Raina pulls his hamstring in the warm-up before the first game, does not play a game in the tournament. There's my other prediction.
I reckon I've got this.
What a time to be alive. Right, they're the players. What about the teams? This is what it's all been building up to. Which way do we want to do it, Rob? Do you want me to run through what the people voted, the people decided, or do you want me to look at what we believe?
Let's go with what we believe, and then we will align that to what the people believe from the 1,000 votes that we've had on Facebook.
Right, okay. I'm going to go, right, I think what we should do is we'll narrow it down to 4, and then we'll predict who's going to be in the final, and then the winner. So for me, my 4 are going to be Mumbai, Royal Challengers Bangalore, Chennai Super Kings, and Sunrisers Hyderabad.
Okay. Again, I just can't help but throw something in from left field, can I?
Oh, here we go again.
So last season, Royal Challengers Bangalore, 3 wins all season. They're in my final 4.
Okay.
As well as Hyderabad Sunrisers, Chennai Super Kings, and Mumbai Indians.
So let me go there. So you're saying Mumbai Indians, Chennai Super Kings, Sunrisers Hyderabad, and who was your final?
RCB.
Oh, you basically copied me then. Jeez.
Oh, did you say RCB as well?
Yeah.
Ah!
So we have agreement, people. We have agreement. So out of that, who is playing in the final? Who's eliminating the eliminators and getting through the qualifiers and then going for another eliminator and then getting a qualifier to get into the final to then get to win it? Who's in the final, Rob?
The final will be between Mumbai Indians and Royal Challengers Bangalore.
Wow. Okay.
With Bangalore finishing 4th in the table and having to run the eliminators to get to the final. Calling it.
Love it. I'm going CSK because Suresh Raina is going to just have the tournament of all tournaments. But he bloody well better do after the way I predicted him. And Sunrisers Hyderabad, they're making their way through. I think they'll probably finish 3rd or 4th, like I said. I think the team, CSK are going to finish top. They're going to get straight in there. They're going to be in the final before you blink an eye. I think then Sunrisers Hyderabad, like you said, one of the teams are going to make a run through the eliminators. They're going to have to play a couple of games. They're going to have to earn it, and it's going to be the team that finishes strong.
Yeah.
That might not start as well, but they're going to finish really, really strong, and they're going to come in as the informed side, unbeaten run, blast away through the eliminators, and whatnot, and get into the final. So we have a final of Mumbai Indians against Royal Challengers Bangalore for Rob, and a CSK Chennai Super Kings versus Sunrise Hyderabad for Rich. Yep. Rob, who's your winner?
Mumbai Indians. Can't see past them. Defending champions. Solid team. In fact, my favourite looking lineup that we've got: Evan Lewis, Pandyas, Pollard, Bumrah. Rohit Sharma. They're an incredible team, and I think they're taking it home.
Okay. I love where you're coming from. It's such a difficult one for me. Chennai Super Kings are the names. They are the poster boys. They're the pin-ups. I think they're going to be the team of the tournament until Sunrisers Hyderabad come late, come on, and they go for it. They smash it at the very final. They come as the informed team, running up late, making that run, and they surprise everybody, and they take it. They take it in the final. They repeat. They win again.
Wow.
Is that it? Wow. Rob fell off his chair, people. He's just picking himself up. He's plugging himself back in.
Wow. Now...
Another wow.
Yeah, just incredible. It's it amazes me how much we're aligned on the tournament. Minus Suresh Raina.
Yeah, well, you're saying Mumbai's going to win. I'm saying Sunrise are going to win. You haven't even got Sunrise in the final, so we're pretty well aligned.
The Final
Four is aligned.
It is.
How it shakes out is not.
Yeah.
That's us. Now, this has been unbelievable. We put a post out on Facebook. Bear in mind, we're a new podcast. We've only been around for a couple of months or so. This is number 19 podcast, but we've done a few daily podcasts. So we're a very, very young podcast, but we put a post out on Facebook. Who's going to win the IPL? The response to this was incredible, people.
Yep.
We want to just say thank you to every single person that put a vote on there. We've counted up. Stupidly, Rob put this on there, and he didn't do it as a poll. He did it as just a put your comments. And I went through one by one, noting down your votes. We had over 1,000 votes, or give or take 1,000 votes, should I say. Some of them, I think, were duplicates, people. I know what you were doing. You were trying to say CSK would win on 20 different times. I noticed. So out of 995 votes, over 5,000 interactions with the page, with your likes, your love hearts, and your little wow faces. And lots of shares. So out of 995 votes, we have. Shall we go from the winner, or shall we go from the bottom up, Rob?
Yeah, go from the bottom up.
Bottom up. Okay, Rajasthan Royals. Rajasthan, where were you in this? 18 votes. 18 out of 1,000 votes. Just 1.8%. Delhi Daredevils were second from bottom. 31 votes, just over 3%. People. Kings 11 Punjab. 3.5%, and then Sunrisers Hyderabad with 37 votes.
Wow.
Are you kidding me, people? You're kidding me. They there. Then we have Kolkata Knight Riders, 78 votes, just about 8%. We're then into the big three: Mumbai Indians, Royal Challengers Bangalore, and Chennai Super Kings. Third place, Mumbai Indians. Rob, your team.
Yep. Okay.
Second place, drum roll. Royal Challengers Bangalore. So that means Chennai Super Kings win. The people decide. The people have spoken.
The people
Chennai
know.
Super Kings, with 309 votes out of 995 of you. There you go. You predict Chennai Super Kings.
Excellent stuff. It's been an intense, long process, this IPL podcast, hasn't it? Process. Too much time in New Zealand. It's a process. It's data. It's a router.
Shut up, Rob.
Yep.
Anyway.
It has. It's been a long process. We've put a lot of work into researching what the hell's going on, all the players, all the history. We really hope you guys have enjoyed the podcast. If you have, make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel, number one. Press the little bell, and every single time we're dropping an IPL podcast, bang, you'll get a notification telling you there is an update and something for you to listen to. 2, comment below. Let us know who you think will be the highest run scorer, the highest wicket taker, the overall winner, the young player, and who's going to hit the most sixes and get the MVP award. We want to know what you think. You've heard what we think.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. And just get those comments coming. Apologies again for the pronunciation. You don't need to slaughter us for that. We've tried to do what we could with that. We're looking forward to this. When the tournament starts, we're about a week out, aren't we? This time next week, we're underway. So it's going to be really exciting. My only last comment, I think, on the IPL is I'm not a fan of shiny material on kits, those silver and gold on kits and stuff like that. Don't ask me why, Rob. I'm just not sure of that. And do you think they could have less sponsorship on those shirts? Do you reckon?
No, it's not possible whatsoever. It's a competition built on high-paying sponsors. We can't take it off.
I know. I joke, people. But yeah, it's going to be exciting. It's going to be interesting. Let's get underway, and then we'll keep track of it. And but yeah, let's get in touch with us. Let us know what you think. Like Rob said, get subscribing, get on iTunes, get downloading, get watching on YouTube. But subscribing is the key. And if you find the time and you have the inclination, give us a review on iTunes or on Facebook. As long as it's a good one. If it's a bad one, don't bother. Thank you.
I like it, Richie. I think that's a nice way to finish off, guys. There's nothing else to add from me. The IPL is here. We're excited to be here. Anything else from yourself, Rich?
No, I think we've got it all there, mate.
And that will be everything for today, guys. You've been legends. We'll catch you next time.